Hello! Yes, I'm Tony Craig. This is F1 Grandstand, and this is your Chinese Grand Prix FP1 watch-along. Oh my gosh, it is 3 a.m. in the UK right now. Some of you are watching from in the UK. I need to ask you, have you stayed up? Have you raw dogged it? Or did you get some sleep and then set an alarm? Or are you just drunk and you're going all the way through the night, like having a party? Tell me how you've done it. Yeah, I got up, buddy. I can see you in the chat. They said it could never be done. Oh, I did it. I'm up 3 a.m. Splash of water on the face. Jensen's in there. Clay's in there. Jeremy's in there. Only 11 p.m. for you, Jeremy. Look at you. Waylon's in there. Yes, Waylon, he's got his whiskey on. Jensen Knowles. You raw dogged it, Jensen. You stayed up. Wow, we did the whole thing. David Tringle, 11 p.m. in Boston. It's all right for you guys. 3 a.m. So if any of you are watching my earlier stream, which was just the normal daily live news show at, 7:30 UK time. So I finished at 8:30. I managed to get a few hours sleep. Yeah, Jim Clark, drunk. I recommend a tequila slammer. Hey, Corinne, how are you doing? Oh, I loved our watch-alongs last week. Wasn't it fun? Melbourne was so much fun. 11 p.m. in Cincinnati. Good morning, Kevin Dots. Yeah, do you know what? It's the least I can do. You know, all you guys watching in Australia, America, the time difference, tuning in. Some weird times for you when it's my 7:30 in the evening. Do you know what? The few Grand Prix a year where I have to do these all-nighters, so what? Let's get it done. Get it done. I'm excited anyway for the actual Grand Prix. I'm excited to see Ferrari's Macarena wing. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for it. Oh, Corinne, 8 p.m. in LA. I used to live in LA. Marty Davis in the house, live from Wisconsin. I'm having a Whiskings today, Jensen says. I'm not actually. I've got just a pure Diet Coke. I've got, I can't. I probably will Saturday night. Because after we do this all-nighter tonight, we've got this, and then obviously we've got sprint qualifying at 7 a.m. for me, so in 4 hours' time. So I've literally only got a 2-hour window from the FP1 to sprint qualifying. And then it's basically Friday, and I've got some work to do, and then I'll have a little nap, and then I'll be back Friday night for the sprint race and qualifying. Yeah, David. The wing will be the highlight today. So, yeah, if you're wondering where the data is, don't worry. You know how it works. We have to wait until 15 minutes beforehand. And then I'll be able to, I'll flick screens over to our full data screen. Yes, Jason, Oklahoma. I'm pretty sure there was wasn't there like a show called Oklahoma? I think when I was a kid, do I remember there being like a musical called Oklahoma? Sing us a song. Go on, Waylon. Sing us a little song from Oklahoma in the chat. Yes, Clay. I'm excited to see George and Toto cry after Lewis and Charles showed them capabilities of Macarena. Yeah, me too. I'm with you on that, Clay. I want to see Ferrari like dominate. Well, be competitive anyway. And they were competitive. Honestly, Melbourne. If they had pitted Leclerc under the first virtual safety car, he would have got P2. They would have been fighting all the way to the end, and that fighting was exciting at the beginning of the Melbourne Grand Prix. We need more of that this time. Yeah, Corinne, ready that wing, baby. Yeah, the musical called Oklahoma, that's right. I knew there was something like that. How's it? South Africa in the house. Good morning, how's it? I hope it doesn't break or fall off, Jim. Neither do I. So do I. I don't. Yes, Anvar. Ooh, I'm cool. Good. David Tringle, hey, did you have a day job too? Yeah, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I like my job. Yeah, I do. I have to work as well, man. We got right, just to give you an idea for all the new people, maybe you have joined over the last, say, month or two. F1 Grandstand, a little bit of a history lesson. I did the first ever F1 Grandstand stream July last year, so 7 months ago. And it is growing really quickly, like, especially going into this season. We've got over 11. We just got over 11,000 subscribers, and the community is just such a brilliant place to hang out. And obviously, you know, the YouTube dream is to have this to build this community up to a really, you know, large community where we can expand and we can do competitions and we can do giveaways and you know, eventually like have more people. Because at the moment, you know, everything you see in F1 Grandstand, it's me, myself, and I. But we're hoping to grow it. We'll grow it. It's growing really well. But every penny that comes in goes into building the channel, promoting the channel, and hopefully become the world's #1 Formula One channel. That's what we want. Ah, thanks, Corinne. But that's the dream. And honestly, for everyone who watches the streams, watches the videos, it just makes a huge difference. Who shares the videos, likes the videos, it just makes a massive difference. And by the end of this season, I'm really hoping that not only we definitely will have loads more upgrades coming, but hopefully it will get to a place where it can sustain itself and it can be a full-time business, job, community. And all we can do then at that point is just focus on servicing this community and seeing how we can make it better, more fun, different types of content, and make it bigger and bigger. That's the goal, isn't it? Like, you know, like anything, I'm quite competitive, and I want to build this up to the biggest thing we can build it up to. It'll be super cool. But I love the idea of giveaways. Like, imagine getting to the place where where the channel gets so big internationally, and so it makes money, and we've got sponsors and all that type of stuff, and we've got good money coming in, that we're able to give away like experiences. Like, wouldn't it be cool to go, hey, we've got 2 tickets for the Vegas experience, staying in a nice hotel, Grand Prix on, we all hang out, we stream live from Vegas, baby. Like, that's the exciting like prospect, being able to give away things like that. Yeah, it'd be really cool. So we got some good ideas. Yeah, old guy chat, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a feeling everything's going my way. Lewis Hamilton by Oklahoma, the musical. Yeah, baby. I'll take it. Yeah, that's very cool. Clay says, I've been all around the internet watching F1 content ever since last GP. I'm hooked on this channel. Oh, Clay, love it. You're doing great work. I'm enjoying the vibe and the content. Ah, thanks, Clay. Love that. Thank you so much. We'll keep trying to do the best for the community. That's it. That's all I can do. And as we get bigger, we get a bit more help and there's some resources where people, you know, the idea is maybe more content, different types of content, you know, really great videos as well. Like maybe where we go out and do a lot of different things. It's just you're limited to what you can do when you got a job and still doing this full time. At least, I mean, you wouldn't believe the hours it takes to even produce what I'm producing. It's a full-time job, but it's great. Kyle, it's 10 p.m. here. Still waiting on first grandchild to be born. No way! Kyle, no freaking way! Congratulations, buddy! So, hang on, let me get this right. You're waiting for your first grandchild. That means somebody's in labour and you've got F1 Grandstand on. That's awesome. Nizzy Priddle, good evening. Has F1 started? No, not yet. Not started yet. We are half an hour away. We're still waiting for the data. Just a quick check so I can flick over to the screen. When I can flick over to the screen, we'll have all the data ready. I'm just checking. No data available yet. It's coming though. The data is coming. It normally comes like a few minutes before the practice starts. Ah, Kareen. Right, I would love to go to Vegas. I would love to do Vegas this year. Vegas is what? Is it in May? No, sorry, it's not. It's November. Let me check when the Vegas. The Vegas date is. So Miami is in April the 1st. When's Vegas this year? The Vegas Grand Prix in 25, the spectacle it was my favorite Grand Prix. It was freaking awesome. So Vegas isn't until gosh, it's near the end, isn't it? I'm flicking through the whole calendar. Singapore in October. November. So Vegas is 19th to 21st of November. Hang on. Yeah, you're right. Friday. Yes. Okay. Okay. So Vegas is November. So, oh, wow. Wouldn't that be amazing? So that gives me, what are we in now? March. I'd love to do that one. I'd love to do that's the one. If I could get to any this year, I'd love to do Vegas. And what I'd love to do is get a hotel room or a suite or something, not a suite, a hotel room in Vegas where we could do a live, still do the watch along, but at the Grand Prix. So we still stream live, but actually be there. So you get the do like an event. It'd be amazing. I think it'd take a bit of organising. Maybe for 27. If we can get here's my promise. If we can get to 100,000 subscribers, that's ambitious. I know, like 10 times bigger than we are now. If we get to 100,000 subscribers, I think we might be able to do like a big do an event. We'd have to get 100,000 subscribers. I think we'll do an event like a Vegas or something like that, and get everyone to come down. It'll be so much fun. So Corinne says it was chaos last year. Hey Thane, you're sim racing right now. You're on the sim. Love it. Make it the first giveaway, David. Exactly. I'd love to do that because that's what I mean. If you can tie it in, because really with YouTube, like numbers, it does matter. Like you don't make a lot of money on views, to be honest. You don't. You not even though it's quite hard to get, say, 10,000 views. It's quite hard to get that. You don't make. You might make. Like, people always wonder, think, oh, God, you got 10,000 views. Honestly, you can make anything from £10 to like £20. Or it's not so. You really do need to start getting up to like 100,000 subscribers and a really big community, and then you start making enough money so that you can start doing some cool stuff. But everyone always thinks, oh, do you make tons of money? It's not from views. It's when you start attracting in sort of sponsors and etc. etc. But that's how it works. But yeah, I think that'd be a cool target. If we get to 100,000 subscribers, I think that would be cool. Super cool. Do a big giveaway. I don't even know how much it is, mate. I don't know how much it is. A giveaway at Vegas is probably like $20,000. I don't know. Yeah, watch on the GP, and then we could all hang out. Because then what I'd love to do, imagine if you set up a show like a watch long at the Grand Prix, and people who are there can come in, can come in and get you on the show. And we make it a bit bigger, have a little panel. We could have like a fan forum. That would be cool. I'd love to do that. the F1 Grandstand fan forum, where if you're supporting Cadillac or McLaren or Aston Martin, and we get one from each team, and we do like a fan forum, we can walk around and that'd be amazing. I'm dreaming big. I am dreaming big, chat. Zane says, Horner Grand Prix sponsor you. You're already working on it. Thanks, Zane. Thanks for your super chat, mate. And yeah, Kyle says F1 Grandstand sponsored by BYD. Hey, listen, we'll take the Chinese money. It's okay. You can sponsor us, but you'll never tell us what to say. That's the only deal. I always said that. You know, if we do start bringing in sponsors to help with the running of the channel, and to get some funding in, where we do that. You see it on other YouTube channels where people are sponsored by blah blah blah. Yeah, well, look, of course we'll have partners and sponsors one day, hopefully. But the condition is, the one thing we'll never do on F1 Grandstand is we will never be told what we can and can't say. We will always we'll always give our opinion regardless. Even if Ferrari come in and say, hey, we'll sponsor you, here's a 12 Chilindri you can drive around for the year. Make sure you only say nice things. I'm like, John Elkann, no! We tell the truth, but I'll still take your Ferrari. I will not be bought. Hey, Gisette, how you doing? FP1, baby. Kyle, I'm here for Stroll. Hey, listen, Stroll could sponsor. Aston Martin could sponsor us. I'll still tell the truth, but... get Lance Stroll on the show. I'm looking forward to the Mac. Do you think about the Macarena wing, chat? We know it could be worth 12 kilometers an hour down the straight. That could be a big difference to that Ferrari, because the Ferrari was great through the corners, fastest team of all through the corners in Melbourne. So if they can solve a bit of straight line speed, lower that drag, it could be good news. And if they can sort their freaking strategy out, I proved it with maths. If they'd have pitted Charles Leclerc under the virtual safety car, he would have got P2. He would have been fighting all the way through the Grand Prix over in Australia. But lessons learned, I think, from everybody. Okay, we got track. I'm able to start setting up the other screen. Data is starting to come through. Okay, I'm just setting up the just setting up the data, because we've got the best data here at F1 Grandstand. Get the track nice and big. So this track, compared to Australia, Albert Park, should be much better for energy recovery. You've got that super long straight. And let me just show you this track. Where you see the little green lines across the track, they are active aero zones. This track should be much better for energy recovery. Oh, Gisette, thank you so much for your super chat. Hamilton was in Tibet, so he's super chill. I saw it. What was he with it? Wasn't he with a lot? So I saw him with some animal. He had an animal with him. Well, I don't know if it was with him. It was like is it a llama or something? But yeah, he looked super chill, super focused, super ready. Hamilton, actually, in his interview that I was watching on press day, I felt that Hamilton seems very focused. He answered the questions on press day really well. He's got like a laser focus at the moment. I think he's super positive. Plus, the merch he was wearing, the Ferrari merch. I'm not normally a big fan of Ferrari merch, but the hoodie he was wearing was really nice. Yeah, baby. Look, we got track. We've got data. Sorry, FP1. I always have to do this. I just have to set up our data so you can see it clearly. Okay, I think that is us maximized. Okay, and that's us. That's us in place. Right, so we've got everything. Data. We have track. It's all coming through. Yes, baby. So as you know how the screen works. We give you more data than anybody else. We give you the track. You see where the cars are. It's all live. You see the position of the track, position of the drivers. You get their tyres that they're on. You get the amount of laps they've done. You get to know their status. Are they in the pits? Get their last lap time, best lap time, the gap between every driver and first place. Then we have our sectors 1, 2, and 3. Then we have the mini sectors. Look out for the colours. Those mini sectors turn a different colour when they're yellow. It means no improvement from their previous laps. If their mini sectors go green, it means that's their personal best. If their mini sectors go purple, it means they are fastest of all. Check out what gear they're in as well. When you're looking at where the car is on track, you can also marry it up to what gear they're in, the RPM of the engine, plus their speed. I think we're good. Gisette, super small horse. Is that what it was, Gisette? Thank you for your super chat, Gisette. Was it a horse? I thought it was like a llama. Nizzy Priddle, in my opinion, your channel is going to grow. As a YouTuber, your content and personality is unique. Ah, Nizzy Priddle. Boom. I'll take it. Thanks, buddy. I'll have it. Oh, it's an alpaca. Jensen says it's an alpaca. Yeah. Whalen says Hamilton is too busy being grateful to win a race. Oh, Whalen. Controversial. I think Hamilton's ready. Listen. Hamilton, looking where the Ferrari's at right now, and Mercedes, I believe Hamilton's going to win a race this year. He's definitely going to get a podium. Reevesy! Reevesy's up with me. Reeves is in the UK and he's up 3 a.m. Boom. Reevesy, have you raw dogged it? Have you stayed up or did you get some sleep? Jim Clark says, why fancies for the sprint? No pit stops for trackside to screw it up. Yeah. Plus, Hamilton was good in China last year. It's a good track for Hamilton. I predicted Hamilton to finish P3 in the race, you know. I'll just remind you what my predictions are. You can give me what you think. So I've got Piastri P5 in the race, Antonelli P4, Hamilton P3, Leclerc P2, Russell P1. However, we didn't do sprint race predictions, actually. We didn't do that. So let's have a think about that while we're chatting before this starts. Sprint. Who do I think will win the sprint race? I think it comes down to sprint qualifying, obviously. But then again, I would have said that last year. Sprint was boring because we didn't get the overtaking. It was just whoever qualified first would pretty much win. Now with the sprint race and now with the Ferraris having their amazing starts, And we saw that overtaking between Leclerc and Russell. The sprint race might actually be exciting. Imagine if the sprint race is like the first 10 laps or 12 laps in Melbourne, where it was passing. Imagine if it's like that for like 20 laps for the sprint race. The sprint race might actually be exciting. And it could be, if that's the case, I fancy, I'm going to go with, I'll tell you who I think's going to win the sprint race. I'm going to go with Hamilton. I think Hamilton's going to win the sprint race. I'm going to say Hamilton. My sprint race results, I'm going to Hamilton P1. I'm going to go, I'm going to go Ferrari 1 and 2 for the sprint. Then I'm going to say Russell. Then Antonelli. And then 5th in the sprint race, I'm going to go with... Who do I think could be 5th in the sprint race? So I'm going to go Hamilton P1 in the sprint. Leclerc P2, because I think the Ferrari's going to get away clean at the start. Russell P3. Antonelli P4. And I'm going to go Max. Max Verstappen P5. Okay. That's my sprint race predictions. Old guy chat, Hamilton P1. Max for the win. Monster Racing, you say Max for the win for the sprint? Yes, Emma. The time right now in the UK is 3:28. I had a little sleep. I managed to grab a few hours. And then I'm back at 7 a.m. for sprint qualifying. I love it. Yes, Emma's. Lando, you got Lando. Hello, Lewis Hamilton P1 for old guy chat. Lando 5th for the sprint race. Lewis looks hungry for it, Emma says, I agree. Lewis, Max, Piastri, Leclerc, Hadjar in the sprint. Oh, Hadjar. Oh, he was good. He was good in Melbourne. He was good. Yeah, it was good. Reevesy, Hamilton P1. It's hammer time. They're all coming out on track now, guys. They're in the pit lane. Toasty. Alonso for the win. In the sprint, listen, Aston Martin might actually finish. Aston Martin might actually finish the sprint race. Thane's got sprint. P5 Lewis, P4 Russell, P3 Max, P2 Leclerc, P1 Kimi. Ooh, I'm here for it if that happens. I'm here for it for sure. The Foggy Jones says the sprints are growing on me. I really enjoyed Brazil last year. Yeah, I actually feel with this new regulation change, I think the sprint race might be a more exciting format now. They're all ready to come out though. 1 hour of FP1. Toasty Stroll P2. Come on, Toasty. Stop trolling. Sama, would love to see Fernando get a win this year, especially a podium. I'd love to see Fernando and Lance Stroll. All that. I'd like to see him do a race distance at the moment. Good morning, Flatlander. Good day to watch Hammy get pole. Yeah, why not? Yeah, Toasty. So Thane's predicting Russell to get a mechanical issue for the sprint or Grand Prix. I think if the Mercedes do suffer from a mechanical problem in the Grand Prix, it opens up a whole new world, right, for Ferrari, because it's not beyond the realms of possibility that we see a mechanical failure. I know that Mercedes power unit looks good, but we're at the beginning of a regulation cycle. We'll never see as many DNFs as we are now. Colapinto's got an issue with his Alpine already. Oh, he spun it. Franco Colapinto's had a spin on his outlap in FP1. But Franco Colapinto, just for avoiding the accident, pretty remarkable. When Liam Lawson hit the anti-stall in Melbourne, didn't get off the line. Oh, I just saw what happened to Franco Colapinto coming into turn 9. Wow, that's a weird place to lock up. So Franco Colapinto coming into turn 9, as you can see on the map below me, locks up and has a spin. So if you just joined us, let me take you around this screen. Got track below me, obviously, all of the drivers out on track. Looking at the data to the right of the screen, this is the business side. Look what you can see there. All of those green sectors, the mini sectors, that means each driver's done their fastest time. Obviously, because they've only just come out on track. So you're expecting them all to be green. The purple mini sectors mean that driver has gone fastest of all in that mini sector. Then you've got the gear each car is in, and the RPM the car is pulling. Keep an eye on those RPMs, because like we've seen these engines rev up to 12,500 revs, but so a lot of the times in FP1 we see, you know, they're sort of a bit more conservative. But keep an eye on the gears that they're going into turn 1 as well. Leclerc going into turn 1, down into first gear. Busy track. Russell sets the first best lap. What? Lewis and Norris just touched on it. Lewis and Norris already touched, and this is only free practice 1. What happened? Oh, Lewis had a spin. He had an off. So what happened? Ooh, he's on the white line, but that's weird. Brakes locked up, Hamilton says on the team radio. Brakes locked up. He's had a spin. He hasn't broken the car, but he has come off the track. Yes, Dizelli Gamer. Max. You're going with Max for a win in the sprint race. Reevesy got the day off work, so up with you guys at Cilliar. Boom, Reevesy. Yes, Reevesy. Are you up? Listen, boy, this is the start of it. We're up at 3:30 now for FP1. You've got a 2-hour sleep, roughly, I think. And then we're back at 7 a.m. at the end of this. No damage to Hamilton's car that I can see. So yeah, Reevesy, we're back 7 a.m. for the actual sprint qualifying. Yeah, that's right. Just said Hamilton's brake locked up. I was watching it. He did get the rear onto the white line, but it seemed like a strange. That seems mechanical. But we've seen it with Franco Colapinto as well. But don't forget, they're running this weird new. Well, not weird. They've done an upgrade, a software upgrade at Ferrari for the Chinese Grand Prix weekend, and they tested this software upgrade in Bahrain, and apparently it makes the car a lot more twitchy and reactive, but it will give them better battery recovery. I don't know. I think they're probably running and testing the new software update for China, and I think they're going to have to then adjust the setup of the car in free practice 1, because remember, they've only got 1 practice session because of the sprint race. So they do this hour now on track. They've got to find that sweet spot for setup, especially if they're going to deploy a whole new software update for battery management and how that car's power unit's going to perform. They don't have a lot of time. Antonelli up there at the top. Leclerc P2, half a second behind Mercedes. So Hamilton was saying that he thinks that they are 0.8 behind Mercedes in pace for qualifying. Whether the new Macarena wing is going to help close that gap down, we will see. Thane says Leclerc's in a better mindset than Lewis, so it's hard for me to see them beating Leclerc. Do you know what, Thane? This year, I don't feel like Hamilton's in a bad... I feel like Hamilton and Leclerc are close in performance. I think Hamilton's going to beat Leclerc as much as... I think it's going to be very close. I think out of 24 Grand Prix, I wouldn't surprise me if it's 12-12 in results. Or 13-11 or something like that. I think it's going to be super close. And the thing is with Hamilton, when he's in the zone, he does this in practice. He always likes to find the limit. And I think just because Hamilton's might be looking for the limit of that car right now, it doesn't mean to me that Hamilton's lost focus. If anything, this is vintage Hamilton finding the ragged edge in FP1. So he's optimized for qualifying. I mean, I think Hamilton's looking the best I've seen him. Mentally, physically. I think he's got a car that can do the job. But Leclerc's always good. Like, Leclerc is a very, very, very good driver. I'm expecting a great battle. Sema saying, go Hulk. Exactly. Let's see how Audi do today. Yeah, like Iverson said, it's practice, man. Thank you for your super chat. Just said, yeah, it is practice. And the point of practice, if you're gonna find the ragged limit of your car with a new setup, FP1's when you need to do it. You know, you've got to find the limits. And when Lewis was at Mercedes, he would do that quite often in FP1. He'd have a spin. He's looking for the ragged edge and he knows where the limits are, and this is the time to do it. You know, you got to know where the limit is. Jim Clark says, like a bicycle dynamo engaging suddenly when the brakes are pressed, adding extra braking effect. That's the simplest way I can explain it. Oh, is that why is it to do with the energy recovery then? It's the braking that comes from the motor, which can cause the added possibility of a rear axle lockup. Is that right, Jim? Jensen, that's not a bad time for Lando. Yeah, well, Piastri, you've got to remember, like, Piastri, unfortunately, even though he did crash on the formation lap in Melbourne, Piastri was really taking Norris to school. Why have we got a virtual safety car? What's happened? Hey, Shaitan, I see you in there, buddy. So, Bortoletto. Well, that's not a safety car. Going wide at turn 6. I've said there's a few, you know what? There's a few cars locking up, you know, going into turn 6. Yeah, David said, yeah, classic Hamilton. Yeah, Hamilton, he's looking to find the ragged edge. Hadjar, not enjoying the traffic. He's a racer, Hadjar, though, isn't he? So, yellow flag. Gone. Normal racing resumes. Got a Diet Coke at 3 a.m. Jeez, nearly 4 a.m. Full of caffeine. I need it. So I had a little sleep. Had a little sleep before the stream. Just for a few hours. Had the alarm that went off at like 2:30. Like quick splash of the face. Cold water. Diet Coke. It's breakfast of champions. Oh, so just a bit of debris, old guy chat. Marshall's removed it. Okay. So Russell's on a good lap. He's, you can see from the data on your screen. If you look at the data, again, if you're brand new, do smash a like on the video if you're watching right now. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Obviously, this is one of our, we do all the watch-alongs for the Grand Prix, FP1, sprint qualifying. But daily live news every day. Check out the channel, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you got the bell all icon ticked so you can keep up to date with all of our content. But this weekend, baby, it is all about China. But data on your screen, if you look at Russell now, look at his data, you can see he's got multiple purple mini sectors, meaning this is going to be a good lap for Russell. Where you see it's green mini sectors, the little dashes are green, that means it's his personal best. The purple means fastest of all the drivers. Yellow means no improvement on previous laps. Where you see the little blue dashes, like look at Piastri, where you see the blue dashes are those middle, that on the mini sectors. That means it's an in lap into the pits. So you'll see the blue dashes in sector 3, or you'll see the blue mini sectors in sector 1. That means it's an out lap from the pits. Then obviously you've got what gear the car is in, and the RPM that driver's engine is pulling, and then you've got the speed. On that, actually, I just need to quickly alter this a tiny bit. Just adjusting slightly to make sure we get all of that top speed. That should do it. Toasty. China! Sema, do not do... I'm not doing Trump's voice. I'm not... Sema, I'm not doing... I don't know why. I've got... 442. And old guy chat, don't kill you live with Red Bull, my friend. Yeah, I've not gone with Red Bull. Oh, Arvid Lindblad's had an incident. I'm really impressed with Lindblad though in Melbourne. I thought he was fantastic. Always Racing Bull. He hasn't had an incident. Racing Bulls is just a lot of smoke. Mechanical error for Lindblad. He's trying to get the car. He's trying to get the car off the track. The smoke coming out of that Racing Bulls. Smoke coming out of the Racing Bulls. That might be an engine swap. Arvid Lindblad on the back of a moped on the way back to the pits. He was brilliant though. He was absolutely brilliant in Melbourne. His interviews were great as well. Yeah, Toasty. China. Whenever say you have to, yeah, Toasty. Whenever you say China, you have to do the Trump voice. It's the rules. Do you know what? I didn't. When I say China, I'm not equating it to Trump. By the way, it's just I don't know why. I don't know why. There's always a welcome to China. I don't know why. I don't know. It's not political. Yeah, it's definitely not political. I don't, yeah, so trust me, I don't give my prana to energy vampires. What? Yeah. I also have a problem as well when I say, there's a few words that for some reason come out with some weird accent. It's like the president of Honda is called Koji Watanabe. And for some reason I go Watanabe. And I don't know why. It just slips out. Yeah, Jensen, he does look good. Yeah, he looks so good this season. Oh, Shaitan says his Sainz having issues with his Williams. That Williams is a complete bag of spanners. A complete bag of spanners. It's overweight. It's got a front wing problem that fluctuates and is absolutely terrible. It's got... what else is wrong with the Williams? They struggle to... Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. Structurally, the team's not structured in a way that means that they can be quick when it comes to upgrades. Yeah, Toasty, I always want to do Japanese names in a wrestling ring announcer voice. Yeah, it's... I don't know. It's terrible. I'm going to get cancelled. There's absolutely no hate behind any accent that I do, just so you know. Corinne Jensen, yeah, he's fire. No pun intended. Yeah, he's on. Yeah, his racing ball's on fire right now. Old guy chat says, "See, Red Bull isn't good for batteries either." Yeah. Jensen says his driving style is like Verstappen's. Feels like the car is made for them both. Exactly, Jensen. I've been saying this for ages. The reason why Hadjar is the best person to take that Racing Bull seat is Hadjar's driving style is like Max Verstappen's. So if they are taking the development cues from Max, Hadjar's going to benefit. I actually feel that Hadjar's got almost... He's got similar personality traits as well. Hadjar's can be, he can be a little bit spiky. Thane says Hadjar's more of a Hamilton style. Think so? I don't know. I feel like Hadjar likes I feel like Hamilton likes a car that's less front end. I feel like Hadjar likes a really aggressive front on a car, which really turns in super quick. Whenever I've seen Hamilton drive, the Ferrari last year. The thing is about the Ferrari last year was the Ferrari had unpredictable, grip bias. It didn't just have it didn't just have a lot of front. It would have a lot of front and turn in, a bit of oversteer, and then it would understeer through the cut. It was weird. Yeah, the Foggy Jones. I pronounce it like the actor Ken Watanabe. Maybe I've been pronouncing it wrong though. Watanabe. I think it's more of a Watanabe. I think that's the correct way to say it. Corinne Jensen, Lindblad will be the reason I buy a Racing Bulls jersey. He blew me away. His points on debut. Yeah, he did. I get the feeling he's going to get a podium this year. Yeah, Shitan says, I found it funny, but glad that Aston Martin didn't just retire the car and call it a day in Australia. Instead, they changed setups on both cars and let them go down to get more miles. Well, they need TOT, don't they? They need time on track. Aston Martin desperately need time on track. Needs to get that data because Newey's said himself, it's not just about getting data for the Honda Power Unit. He needs to know how the rest of the chassis is performing. Adrian Newey believes he's got the 6th best chassis in F1 26. The 6th best chassis. How the hell does he work that out? That means he thinks he's got a better chassis than Audi, Racing Bulls. I don't know. Science hasn't had a burn yet. Crashdown says. No, Science is not out yet. Exactly right. He's in the pit. I think Science came out to do an outlap. You can see, let me show you. So if you look at the data on the screen right now, look at Carlos Sainz, number 22. You can see he's in the pits. You can see he hasn't completed a lap time yet. No best time, no gap between the leader. But then you can see in the sectors, the little blue dashes at the beginning in the mini sector. That means it's an outlap from the pits. Then you've got all the green mini sectors, which means it's his fastest time in those sectors. And then you've got the blue mini sectors at the end of sector 3, which means he's come back into the pits. So no, he has not completed a full lap yet. Oh, Shitan said he said 5th best. So yeah. Oh, Alonso's out on track. Let's see how much slower. Let's see if he can get within 3 seconds of George Russell. Alonso is out on track, on a lap. It's green. It's green. Obviously, it's his first full lap. There's some worrying rumours actually about Alonso at the moment, about the doctors saying that these vibrations, and because of other injuries that Alonso has to his neck, I mean, he's obviously been in the sport 25 years, that there could be an issue if the car does not improve, that Alonso, one, could face serious permanent nerve damage, but also damage to his neck. And he could get recommended by the doctors to retire with immediate effect. So I think the sooner that Aston Martin pull these improvements, these solutions together with Honda, the better, because Alonso, I think, has got the potential to win. Give him a car, he's still uber competitive. That Macarena wing in full force on the Ferrari. So Alonso's first lap, 4.5 seconds slower than Russell. So at the moment, Leclerc the fastest of the two Ferraris. 2.5 tenths behind Russell. Early days, though, in FP1. Jim Clark says everyone in the team are trying their best. Yeah, I mean, look, I should imagine right now that Aston Martin is not the most fun place to hang out. I bet that they are all working around the clock to try and solve these issues. Honda as well, wanting to work as a cohesive unit with Aston Martin. I think they'll solve it. I just think they need to be careful with the language they're using, right? I think that Adrian Newey's not the best choice as team principal. I feel the language he uses in public is probably not. It could be better. You don't want to throw Honda under the bus. You gotta keep them on side, because what's your alternative? Where else are you gonna get? Who else is gonna make you an engine? There isn't really a viable alternative. Where else do Aston Martin go to for their engine? They can't get a Mercedes engine now. Mercedes have already got 3 customer teams. They don't want any more. In fact, they want less. Ferrari have got 2 customer teams. They're not gonna give Aston an engine. Audi, their engine's looking pretty good, but would Aston Martin go to Audi for an engine? Red Bull, can't see them giving Aston Martin an engine. So where do they go? So Shaitan says, I was wondering if they are going to do that before the race even started, considering Newey said that they knew waiting, it's a weekend off. There was some evidence we can say about Newey's statements, because the fact that Alonso is only 2.5 seconds off Russell's fastest lap in Q1. Well, if we're talking about Newey's statements about some improvement, then yeah. And Honda said that there's going to be some minor improvements, I think, to the car, to the power unit. It's the vibrations, because we haven't seen them do a full race distance at race pace. When the fuel load gets low, what is the effect on the vibrations at that point? Because when they've got a full fuel load, it acts as a buffer apparently, and it reduces those vibrations. But we do need to see how that car performs at low fuel. We need to see how the Aston Martin can do over a full race distance. Toasty, that's a good point. Have Aston shot themselves in the foot blaming Honda so much, though? I feel that they did. I do feel like Newey threw Honda under the bus a little bit. They tried to be a bit more on the same page with their comments now, but going into Melbourne, I thought Newey was perhaps a little bit reckless. I mean, it is. Look, I'm not going to lie. I mean, it is Honda's fault in a lot of ways. But when Newey said that he felt that Honda weren't truthful with Aston Martin about the state of their Formula One engine program, that's almost saying that they lied. And I don't think you can say statements like that. If you're saying, because this is what Newey was basically saying, he said, when we did the deal with Honda didn't tell us that the state of their Formula One engine program, the fact that they only had retained about 30% of the team that were working on the Red Bull Honda power unit. And that's what they thought they were buying. Aston Martin thought they were buying that team that delivered, the Honda unit to the Red Bull team. But that wasn't the case. they only retained about 30%. Honda did of the Honda, Formula One power unit team that supplied Red Bull. So Honda basically have to build the majority a new Formula One power unit program. Now I find it hard to believe that Aston Martin didn't know that. I do find that hard to believe. I think they must have known. But yeah, but those sorts of comments are not helpful. And you do not want to damage that relationship when you've literally only just started. Reevesy, AMR needs to find a team principal now. Yeah, it's a shit show at the moment. Newey not the right person to do this. Needs to get back what he's good at. Yeah, he needs to just focus on, running the factory, building the upgrades, being brilliant. He doesn't need to deal with the nonsense that is smoothing over the press and the fans. Get a team principal in. Do it now. I agree. It's the final puzzle piece. And then you might be able to solve all these problems. That's what I think. That's what I think, Reeves. I couldn't agree more. Alan Wilson, Alonso to be Honda ambassador. He hasn't called it a GP2 engine yet. Not yet. Yeah, Newey's... Well, yeah, Mike Crack has been doing all the press interviews, hasn't he? Mike Crack's been doing the job. Oh, God, if you were called Mike Crack, wouldn't you change your name? Because every time I say Mike Crack, you think I'm talking about Mike Crack, which I'm not. I'm talking about... And the transcript on YouTube won't say Mike Crack. It'll say Mike Crack. Every time. I'm going to start calling him MK or MC. Lindblad. Yeah, Lindblad. Hey, Mike. Yeah, so Lindblad's had a failure. He didn't crash. Not his fault. The power unit gave way. He just pulled over on track. Problems with the car. Mechanical failure. No accidents or incidents. Not his fault. But sad, because I think he could do with the running time. Yeah, McDonald Douglas, welcome to the chat, buddy. Yeah, Christian Horner would be a good choice for Aston. If I was Lawrence Stroll... Look, those conversations took place. Lawrence Stroll and Christian Horner, the conversations took place. And Lawrence Stroll was happy to take Horner's money and take an investment in the team, to give him shares in the team. We believe it was Newey that said, maybe not. But I don't even think Newey realises how much he needs a team principal. Now I think he might do, after this experience. After this experience of everything going to shit and having to face the press. And he has hid away from the press quite a lot. He probably realises just how useful it would be to him to have a team principal dealing with that nonsense. Regular sized. What's this? Regular sized. Nah, got to keep it for the lols. What are we keeping? Oh yeah, for Mike Crack. Yeah. Oh my God. All my YouTube transcripts all the way through it just says Mike Crack, Mike Crack. It's like, no, it's not. It's Mike Crack. Oh God. When the rules force an engine builder to now be a power unit builder, some of the engine builders give up. Yeah, I mean, as the engines got more complicated, I think that's why. I mean, Cosworth. Why have we not got Cosworth? Well, I mean, I know we've got Ford Red Bull, but don't forget, we had Ford Cosworth. And honestly, it was Cosworth that did the heavy lifting on that successful Ford engine. Cosworth did all the work on it. They won like 140 Grand Prix, I think Cosworth have. But yeah, going back to Horner, Aston Martin, that conversation may be opening up again because Toto Wolff might be getting in the way of Horner's Alpine deal. And with Aston Martin being in such a mess, maybe they should be opening up that conversation with Horner again. I mean, I don't know. Thane says, it's not Mike's fault. Your accent can't pronounce his name properly. Mike Crack. When you say it quickly, though, it's always going to sound like Mike Crack. Mike Crack. I've got to stop saying it. I'm going to be confusing the YouTube algorithm. He's going, what's this channel about? I thought it was about Formula One. Oh no, I'm not. Yes, Toasty, exactly. That'd be even worse. He could have been. He could be James Hunt's brother. So Jim Clark says he knows Adrian Newey. He's not a people person. He comes across like he struggles with that. He comes across like a little bit on the spectrum, in the nicest possible way, like a genius, a bit of a savant, but maybe lacking in a few sort of traditional social skills. But Donald Douglas, I mean, Honda has worked with Christian for a long time, and Honda, I believe, respects Horner. Yeah, well, they all won together, didn't they? When you go on a journey of winning, it's a winning team. Honda, Newey, Horner, Mike Crack. Dream team. Especially that SM Nelso, yeah. But you know what I mean? He's got like, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but you know what I mean. Toasty. When Williams had Cosworth engines again for a while, I was so excited, but it was only for a year. Yeah, I mean, have you seen that Cosworth engine in Gordon Murray's T50? That Cosworth V12? Wow. What an engine that is. So Chitan says, according to Carlos Miguel on Marca, reports from the paddock believe that the current version of the Honda engine PU, limited by reliability, probably has between 80 and 100 power less than Mercedes. I mean, that's a lot. Sema says, what is pitta? I don't know, what is pitta? I thought it was something that you put your salad in and your lamb kebab. Toasty says Cosworth is F1. We need them back. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see the Cosworth name back in the game. Oh, pain in the ass. Ah, got it. Pain in the ass. Got it. I'm not down with the kids. Gisette, I don't like the commentary on Apple TV. Preferred the Sky TV. Yeah, I've not heard the commentary on Apple TV. But I believe everyone in the US, that's going to be your provider, isn't it? Is it? It was ESPN last year, I think, but isn't it Apple? They've got all the rights, and they're going to be making their own version of like a Drive to Survive. Oh, London Oscar Piastri had an off there. So let's have a look. Let's have a quick update. Let's see who's going quick. Let's see who's quick. Obviously, Russell at the top. Best lap, 1:34.1. Leclerc, 2.5 tenths behind him. Piastri, faster than Norris again up in FP1. He's so Piastri's up there with just nearly 4 tenths behind Leclerc. Hamilton's up there as well. So 4 tenths behind Russell. Hamilton's up there, P4. Antonelli, P5. Behrman, special mention to Behrman. He's Haas looking like looking pretty quick in FP1, faster than Norris. Haas, I think. Behrman, I know when we did predictions for the race, a couple of people said Behrman for P5. Could be right, you know. Behrman. The main thing about Behrman is he's quicker than Ocon. Esteban Ocon's got to find some pace. You know, Behrman's only in his second full season in Formula One since that debut in that Ferrari, which he was brilliant. But yeah, I think that Ocon is going to be under pressure if he doesn't start this season. You know, he needs to try and beat his teammate. But Esteban Ocon, it could be his last season in F1. The drivers who I think need to show some pace, I think you got Lawson and Ocon, Colapinto. Those are the three drivers for me who really are sort of on probation. Hamilton goes second fastest. Yes, well done, Striker Gaming. Good point. Hamilton, second fastest. Yeah, a little bit. So that's just what I'm saying, Thane. If you're watching, Thane, I told you, Hamilton and Leclerc are going to be super close this year. I'm sure of it. Look, Leclerc just kicked Hamilton's ass last year. That's true. It's not going to happen this year. I'm convinced of it. Hamilton and Leclerc are going to be very, very close. I think they're going to be duking it out. Yeah, he's on the soft tyre, Paul. That's true. That is true. But actually, that Ferrari, actually, I think, is better on the medium tyre than it has been on the soft. Toasty, Ham is old now, though. Hey, less for the old. Just because you're 40 doesn't make you old, Toasty. He's still quick, though. He's fit. He's in shape. Yeah, S-Flair says, mechanics don't look happy, not going to lie. Leclerc is in his peak, Toasty, that's true. And that's the thing, though. Like, Leclerc is, just because he's not won a WDC, like, Leclerc is, he's worthy of a WDC. He's quick, yeah. Toasty's 45. Oh, yeah, you see? You're in the 40 club, brother. You're in the 40 club. I reckon I can still drive an F1 car pretty damn quick. Regular size. We're aged to perfection. I agree, regular size. I'll take it. We're not old, Toasty. We're not old. We're not old. We're in the middle. We're not young. We're in the middle. We're not old. We're middling. We're still grooving. Hey, listen, we can still get up at 3 a.m. and do streams just like the young'uns. We're in the middle. We're keeping it real. Yeah, Jensen, Hamilton was in a tough spot last year. And he missed Bono, exactly. Pete Bonington was a big factor for Hamilton because I think Hamilton needs that relationship, that family vibe around him. You know? And I think Bono gave him that arm. Hamilton's one of them drivers where, like, a lot of drivers have egos, but Hamilton needs that kind of arm round him. Yeah, Thane, I'm going to go racing. I've got my sim race. The problem I've got is, at the moment, it's just been flat out. We're building some big upgrades. So I've got the rig. I'm ready to race. I'm ready to race, and I will race. 100% will race, and it's coming in the next, like, few weeks. I've just got to finish this massive piece of work. We're building a whole new thing for you guys. A whole new big piece of work. If Critch is watching, you know what I'm talking about. It's coming soon. Wait till we launch it. We've got a lot. We're doing this. We've got a big piece of work coming. It's upgrades for 26. And like Aston Martin, they're on the way. They're on the way. And it'll be the first part of the season that we roll them out. And when you say proper sims, I've got an all right. I've got a sim setup that I can. It's all right. Entry level, but I can still race. Flat Ladder says I'm old. That's true, actually, old guy chat. What? Right. I'm gonna test your trivia, chat. I'm gonna test your trivia. Who, and at what age is the oldest driver to have ever won a Formula One Grand Prix? Yeah, Toast, look, I agree. Look, in sporting terms, 25 to 30 is peak. I agree. It's just how it is. Look, I agree. It is peak. But that's why you... But then again, if any of you watch football and you know who Cristiano Ronaldo is, he played at the top level and he's, you know, in his physical peak fitness. Yeah, it took a lot of work to maintain it, but yeah, he was still at the top. Fangio, good, yeah, it probably is. Jim Clark, 54. Was that Fangio? Yeah, we're not old, we're classic. Oh yeah, Modric as well. He's been brilliant at Milan. Yeah, so look, you know, I think the window of performance is getting wider as people get into like nutrition, healthy eating, hyperbaric chambers, whatever the hell else they're doing, cryogenic, you know, freezing, whatever the hell they're doing. It's a lot of work though. Striker Gaming, what's wrong with Red Bull? Very good question. What the hell is wrong with Red Bull? Yeah, Gisette says, thank you much for your super chat, Gisette. Gisette says, there are those that defy age, freaks of nature. It's true that, Gisette. Genetics play a big part. But I think nutrition, like, you know, they've got like, they're maximizing the nutrition. They're in like cryogenic chambers. Oh, Fagioli in 1956. Thanks, Jim. Age 54. Oh, that's a good question, Sal. Saline. If Lewis and Ollie finish within a couple of points of each other, who will get the Ferrari contract? Well, Hamilton's got the choice to extend. It's not... Hamilton's got a weird contract. So his Ferrari contract was for 2 years plus one. He's in his second year, but the plus one, the option lies with Hamilton, not Ferrari. So if Hamilton chooses to drive for Ferrari in 28, he can. So I think Hamilton has that choice. Leclerc's the interesting one. I think does Leclerc leave Ferrari? I think Ferrari would have to be really bad this year for Leclerc to go. But he could. I think Behrman, though, is itching to get that Ferrari seat. Clay said Ferrari not looking any better despite the adjustments. He's talking about the new software update in the Macarena wing. Lewis driving like he is the younger driver. Yeah, well, listen, Lewis is here to play. But you're right. Well, actually, you know, you say that the Ferrari is only in FP1 is only 0.2 behind Russell. I would say you got to remember what Hamilton said in his interview. He believes that in qualifying pace, that Ferrari are 0.8 behind. 0.8 behind the Mercedes. Yeah, I agree with you on this super chat, Gisette. Gisette says Hamilton will leave when he wants, and then Behrman. I agree. I think if Hamilton has a competitive year this year, and I think it's looking like he could, I think he stays for 28. I think Behrman stays. It makes it interesting for Behrman because Behrman's contract's up at the end of this year. There's a chance to steal Behrman at this point, isn't there? Because Behrman's contract runs out the end of this year. He shows great promise. He has a good drive in Haas, and he will do well. An opportunity comes up at another top team. Does Behrman get poached and Ferrari lose him? That could happen. Ferrari could lose him to a... Where would I think? Likely. Aston Martin, maybe? Audi? Trying to think who else, you know, showing big improvements. You know, something big happens at Alpine. They get a new team principal, new investment. Does Behrman become a target? You know, they decide to... Colapinto doesn't cut it. They throw some big money at Behrman. I mean, Behrman, there is the driver market is. What I'm saying is the driver market is going to be crazy at the end of this year. A lot could happen. Oh my gosh. Franco Colapinto stopped in the pit lane. causing mayhem. Okay, Russell on a quick lap. He's out on the softs. He's out on the soft. He's gone purple. Look how many purple mini sectors he's got. This is going to be a quick lap for Russell. There's 12 minutes left of FP1. This is going to be a quick lap. Russell on a flyer. Russell just abandoned his hot lap. Why? I think he must have locked up. Thanks for super chat, Gisette. Hamilton is only 0.039 behind Russell. Oh, that was true. Russell on the softs has now opened up the gap to 1.5. 1.5 seconds quicker than Hamilton now. And Antonelli, this is the interesting conversation now. Antonelli is 1.5 tenths behind Russell. That's it. Leclerc's on his fastest lap on the softs. So we'll get an idea now. Leclerc on a quick lap for him on the soft tyre. So this is it. This is where we're going to see some hot laps now. Leclerc's gone 8 tenths slower than Russell, which actually is in line with what Hamilton was saying, that he believes the Ferrari is 8 tenths slower over qualifying and about 4 to 5 tenths a lap slower at race pace. Well, Leclerc's just put a hot lap in and he is literally 8 tenths slower than Russell. Hamilton's 1.5 seconds slower than Russell. But look at Antonelli. Look how close he is to George Russell. 1.5 tenths, it's nothing. Chitan, I know it's kind of a bold claim. If the AMR 26 air and chassis isn't good either, I think Alonso would have been around between 3.5 seconds to 4 seconds off Russell's time in Q1 in Australia. I would say you're right, Chitan. I would say that Aston Martin is about 3.5 to 4 seconds slower than P1. Which is Mercedes. The Game Cat, I see you. Welcome to the chat. That's a blistering lap from Russell, only 1.3 seconds slower than FP1 last year. It is a quick lap, but look at Kimi Antonelli. He's so close to that time as well. Kimi Antonelli showing, I think, big improvement from last year. Kimi Antonelli, do not if that Mercedes is the quickest car, which it is. Kimi Antonelli doing a remarkable job to be that close to George Russell. Kimi Antonelli will he'll get a race win this year. He might get some Listen, we did it on the show earlier on, the F1, as you know, 7:30 GMT, Sunday to Friday. I do daily live stream about the Formula One news stream every day. So make sure if you're not subscribed already that you are subscribed. And in the one from last night, we were talking about Kimi Antonelli set to become the youngest ever pole sitter. So no teenager has ever got pole position in Formula One. Ever. Never. Kimi Antonelli looked like he's going to be the first one to do it. Nosson effects 1.5 seconds without even trying. Yeah. Gisette says, Kimi's grown up, y'all. Gonna rock it. Yeah, he is. Kimi is rocking it. I'm telling you, Gisette, you're absolutely right. And thank you very much for your super chat. Very much appreciated. Yeah, Kimi Antonelli. I like Kimi a lot. Clay says, is Behrman really that good though? He's above average, but would he be able to be better than any of the current two drivers? I don't think so. I think we've got to judge Behrman against Esteban Ocon. Now, Esteban Ocon isn't a god tier driver. We know that. He's a good driver, but Behrman, at the moment, since the second half of last year, has been consistently quicker than Ocon. I think Behrman is a quick driver. How would he do at Ferrari right now? Would he be quicker than Hamilton and Leclerc? Probably not. I don't think he'd be far off, though. Sal says, will there be all three British podium? No, I think the podium. Look, I agree with Thane. Thane said that he thinks that Russell's going to have a mechanical failure. I think there's a chance Mercedes might have a problem in the race. A racing incident, mechanical failure. I don't know why. I think we're going to get Leclerc and Hamilton on the podium. And George Russell, or maybe even Kimi Antonelli. That's what I think. Jim Clark doesn't think Max will go to a different team. He'll simply retire at Red Bull Racing. They makes a good point about Bortoleto. Beat all these rookies in F2. Bortoleto, yeah. I mean, he won F3 the first time of asking. Then won F2. And then he's doing a good job. He's doing a good job in Formula One. He is. Which country, Sema? Which country? Which one are we talking about? Old Guy Chat says, I think it's a tyre thing with Hamilton and Russell. I think George Russell's very good on his tyres. I think Hamilton can be like... They're both smart drivers. Russell and Hamilton are both quite smart drivers. And I think tyre management they're quite good at. Australia. Why? What's wrong with Australia? You got the weather, bro. Really, is it? I think everybody... Look, I think the world's a... We don't do politics, but I think the world's a bit of a crazy place at the moment. Regular Size says, I don't know if the Ferrari fan base can handle the hope that would come with a double podium finish. Oh, mate, I know. Like, look, part of the fun about being a Formula One fan is we need hope and excitement. Like, it's a roller coaster ride. It's adrenaline. You want hope and excitement. You want it. And to experience the highs, you've got to experience the bitter disappointments and the lows. Like, that's why we watch sport. Like, we want to be on the roller coaster ride. Jensen says, Ollie's a fantastic driver. I think he's great. I do think he's great. But let's have a quick look at these times because there's only just 5 minutes left. Leclerc... So Russell and Antonelli improved their time. So Leclerc is now 8.5 tenths slower. Norris is a second slower. I'd like to see Hamilton put in one more hot lap though. He's in the pit, so I think we might get another hot lap from Hamilton in FP1. If you are watching right now, do make sure you smash a like on the video. It makes a big difference to the success of the channel, and also do subscribe to the channel. It is not just watch-alongs that we do. Obviously we have news, daily news every single day, loads of other content coming throughout 2026, loads of upgrades coming. So if you've just found us, welcome, get in the chat, say hello. Best F1 community on the internet. Come and say hello. But more importantly, just get involved, join the community. You are very welcome here. Paul Tutty, Hamilton versus Russell at Silverstone could be amazing. Imagine if Hamilton gets 10 wins. Yeah. Who do you think's... Well, I know the answer to this. Hamilton's got a lot more fans than Russell. You know, Hamilton's got like 42 million or something Instagram followers, apparently. Charles Leclerc's number 2 with 22 million. Hamilton has got a huge fan base, a lot more than Russell. Jim Clark, it's common knowledge in F1 circles Russell and Hamilton are the tyre whisperers. Thank you, Jim. Max, yeah, Red Bull's struggling at the minute. Is it power? Is it downforce? Is it everything? Have they done some sort of software tweaks? I don't know, but Max does not look happy. Don't forget Hadjar qualified P3 in that Red Bull in Melbourne. Hadjar not managing to put a lap in FP1. I wonder why that is. I don't know. Just 3 minutes left. Hamilton doesn't look like he's not coming out for another fast lap. Piastri and Piastri's P3. Yeah, it's good lap from Piastri. McLaren, and you got to remember, like Piastri was quicker than Norris all weekend in Melbourne. So I've got Piastri down as my P5 for the race, not the sprint race. For the Grand Prix, I've got Piastri P5. Yeah, old guy chat. I've gone with the flat cap because I rolled out of bed and my bed head. It was easier to just pop on a flat cap, and I feel it's very Formula One. I do love a flat cap. Baker boy. Norris P5. McLaren showing a bit more pace than we've seen in the past. Gasly. I think Gasly, if he gets through to Q3, he'll be delighted. Yeah, Shaitan, it's all about consistency. Reinhardt, welcome to the chat, buddy. I'm sure we don't go through this again with Ferrari this year. I think every Ferrari fan does not want their heart broken this year. The Tifosi are a very passionate fan base. Oh, Hamilton is getting into his car now. Let's go. Come on, Ham. Let's get one last hot lap. Get one out. I don't know if he's going to get one in. He's probably just going to come out to do a practice start. Whoa! Charles Leclerc had a little off there. Didn't spin, didn't crash, but he has had a minor off onto the gravel. That killed his hot lap. Piastri's improving again, by the way. Piastri's finding some pace in that McLaren. I don't think Hamilton's got time to get a hot lap in. He's on his out lap now. So he's coming out to test the start. Yeah, so Leclerc had a little off at turn 16 onto the gravel. Would have ruined the underside of that Ferrari SF26. Oh, maybe not. It didn't seem to bang it too much. Maybe it was all right. Not too bad. Yes, Nelso. Yeah, Piastri looks good on track. I think Piastri's got to grips with this 26 car more than Lando. We just have to forgive him for the off in his formation lap in Melbourne. But Hamilton's come out. You're right, just say he did come out, but he's not going to get a hot lap in. He must have come out. It'll be to do a practice start. So Hamilton on an out lap. Hulkenberg up to P9. Almost. He's only a tenth off Verstappen's time. So if you look at that now. All Mercedes top 4 power units. You got Mercedes P1, Russell, Antonelli P2, Norris gone faster than Piastri P3, Piastri P4. All of those cars are being powered by the Mercedes power unit. Leclerc P5, Hamilton P6, Behrman P7, Verstappen P8, Hulkenberg P9, Gasly P10, Audi again impressing. Lawson P11, then Bortoleto, then Hadjar, then Ocon, then Colapinto, Albon Sainz. So Alonso, 3 seconds off the pace, 3.1 seconds off the pace on the mediums. Then you got Bottas and Stroll. So obviously a problem with Perez's Cadillac. 6.5 seconds off the pace. The Cadillac of Bottas, 3.3 seconds off the pace. A lot of work to do at Cadillac, but do expect new upgrades every single Grand Prix. Improvements. Jim Clark, I wear a flat cap every day in winter to work. I started doing this because Enzo once said, I'm sick of those English garistas in their flat caps beating my cars. He was talking about Colin Chapman. Yeah, garagistas. Yeah, you're right. I love a flat cap. I feel it's very Formula One. I feel it's on brand. So that's where it ends for FP1. Car's still out on track, as you can see. McLaren boys waking up, Corinne. Exactly. Yeah, Gisette says so much for practice. Let the qualifying begin. Yeah, sprint qualifying is going to be interesting because how much have they really learned in that practice session? Ferrari have obviously learned that the perhaps not. I thought that McLaren have taken a step forward. I think that's what we can take away from this practice. McLaren seem to have taken a step forward. Here we go. Practice start. Let's have a look. Watching that Ferrari practice start. Oscar Piastri doing a practice start as well. See if he gets away clean. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a FIA practice start. It was just the window where the teams are allowed to do a practice start. So it's not like they're in a competitive... Haas doing a that Haas gets away well off the line, doesn't it? Wow. Again, Ferrari parts. I wonder if we're going to see the Ferrari exhaust wing coming to the Haas car in the future, because if that Ferrari was proven to have the best cornering speed out of any team over in Melbourne, could that be down to the extra downforce generated from the Ferrari flap, the Ferrari exhaust wing? Could be. But yeah, that's practice. Mercedes power at the top there. All four cars at the front running the Mercedes power unit. To have McLaren, they have obviously taken a step forward since Melbourne. Have they been getting some more data from Mercedes as requested to help them fine-tune how to get the most out of that Mercedes power unit? Maybe. But yeah, I'm going to be back in a... What time are we on now? Okay, so it's 4:35. 5:35, 6:35. So yeah, I'm going to be back in 2.5 hours for qualifying. It's going to be exciting. So yeah, 2.5 hours time. We'll be back for sprint qualifying. Let's see who's got the pace. Yeah, thank you to everyone. Oh, and everyone who's just found us. Do subscribe to the channel. It's not just watch-alongs we do, although we do have the best watch-alongs with the best data. We also make sure you tune in for all of our F1 news, daily F1 news. A lot of good fun. Our live shows, 7:30 GMT, Sunday to Friday. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It makes a big difference, but you'll enjoy it as well. Best F1 community. So make sure you all join me a little bit later. Smash a like on the video if you haven't already. I'm going to be back at 7 o'clock UK time, 2.5 hours time for sprint qualifying. Join me all then. Don't fall asleep. If you're going to go to sleep, set an alarm so you're ready, because we've got sprint qualifying. It's going to get exciting, I'm sure. I will see you all then. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you in 2.5 hours time. Ta-ta.